For this 9th grade health class, we will be discussing bacterial diseases acquired through animal sources, mainly focusing on tick-borne diseases. The standards we will meet are students will comprehend concepts related to health promotion and disease prevention to enhance health, which is Standard 1, and then Standard 8, students will demonstrate the ability to advocate for personal, family, and community health. At the end of this lesson today, the students will be able to identify and understand how these diseases are transmitted and how one would know if they had one. They will also be able to list at least 2 prevention strategies for these diseases. The students will also be able to teach one other person outside of the classroom about a prevention strategy for these diseases by using the given worksheet. To begin, we will explain what we are doing for the day and hand out the worksheet that the students will be filling out while moving through the PowerPoints and YouTube videos shown here.
Our world is changing. Carbon dioxide and other trace gases are gradually heating up our atmosphere. Climate change is not only recognizable through increasing temperatures and more frequent environmental disasters, but also through the evolution of new habitats for parasites. This applies in particular to ticks, which carry pathogens and pose a real danger to both humans and animals. These ticks first originated from countries with much warmer climates and have since spread throughout Europe to the Scandinavian countries. Ticks are known for carrying and passing on the dangerous TBE virus and other bacterial pathogens such as borreliosis to humans. Dogs can also be infected with other life-threatening pathogens which are known to cause babesiosis, or canine malaria, anaplasmosis, borreliosis, and ehrlichiosis. From the first prick, the tick can pass the pathogen for some of these diseases to humans and dogs. This not only applies to fully grown adult ticks, but also young ticks which develop from larvae into nymphs by the way of metamorphosis. Their initially transparent chitin shell hardens in a matter of days. In order to ensure the survival of the species, the nymph must then evolve into a mature tick, again via metamorphosis. In order for each metamorphosis to take place, it is essential for the insect to feed on blood. In meadows and woodland areas, on cool shady ground or in low bushes and on blades of grass, the tick can stop themselves from drying out and can, at the same time, prey on their victims. The victims give themselves away by the carbon dioxide they breathe out and the bodily warmth they emit. Despite its lack of real eyesight, the tick has advanced warning of the victim approaching thanks to its highly effective positioning system located in its front legs. Breathing and odors given off by humans and dogs seep through the finest of pores in the bristles of its positioning organ. The tick must then wait for the right moment to attach itself onto the passing victim using the claws on its front legs. The spider-like creature can now use each of the double claws at the end of its 8 legs to clamber into the dog's coat with relative ease. It gets closer and closer to its end destination, until finally it reaches the thin, warm layer of skin, the perfect location from which to feed. The tick's carefully crafted cutting gear pierces deeper and deeper into the victim's skin. And yet why is it that neither human nor dog feel the slightest discomfort at this stage? The answer can be found at the other end of the cutting apparatus, the venomous concoction coming from the tick itself, harbored in the fantastic microcosm that is its salivary gland. Here, all kinds of substances are added to its saliva in order to numb the effects of the initial penetration and the transfer of the dangerous TBE virus or borreliosis, anaplasmosis, and ehrlichiosis pathogens. The tick has already infected itself with these pathogens during an earlier feed and is now passing these on to the victim. This is where the real danger lurks for humans and dogs. Shortly after the skin has been pierced, some of the dangerous pathogens will enter the victim's bloodstream. This particularly applies to humans in the case of the TBE virus. Any human who has not been vaccinated against this strain runs the risk of contracting encephalitis. People and dogs who travel to southern parts of Europe may meet the brown dog tick, Rhipicephalus sanguineus, or the tick Dermacentor reticulatus. After piercing the skin, these ticks are capable of passing on Babesia, the pathogen responsible for canine malaria. Dermacentor reticulatus can be identified by its beautifully mottled shell. It thrives in damp areas and low-lying meadows. After the transformation from larvae to nymphs to adult tick, the female tick needs a last meal of blood, and then she is ready to reproduce herself. Each female tick lays several thousand eggs that potentially can become nymphs and ticks, carrying dangerous pathogens.
Now that we have finished going through each of the PowerPoints and the YouTube video, the students will turn in their worksheets they have been filling out. They will then grab a sheet of paper and some markers and begin on their flyer. Once they have finished their flyer, they will bring it up to me to check for correctness and appropriateness. They will then be given the homework sheet that they will be going home with the flyer to give to someone, so that they will return with it when they come back and prove that they have explained to someone else about prevention of these diseases.